map that it's not really more. It's less about the strats and more about just making your shots and playing well as a team and playing your game.
Yeah, and as we're getting into the ban phase, this is another map, and a map specifically where Connor brought up their low defensive win rate on a map like Clubhouse based on how this map is trending, but also for Honor as well. If they're able to rack up those defensive rounds, or they're able to rack up the standard amount of attacking rounds, but if they fix some of their defenses or overall flaws on the defenses on Clubhouse as well, this could be a very winnable game. But at the same time, Okami, it's always hard to count them out. In fact, so hard to count them out, CJ's now actually voting for them, something I don't believe he's done much in the past. So, but anyway, getting the bans. Benny, it's Thatcher Mav on Club.
It's Thatcher Mav. It's either Thatcher Habana, Thatcher Mav, Thatcher Ace, something like that. That's Clubhouse for you every single time. Kite ban next. It makes sense though because you got Thatcher and Maverick off the board. Kite would be way too strong in that situation. So the last ban is probably going to be Valkyrie, I'm assuming.
It banned on every map. I'd be. Yeah, there it is. So overall, as a ban phase for Clubhouse, this is nothing crazy. The moment that Thatcher Mav ban is on the board, Kite is not going to be on the board anymore. Then a Valk ban coming out as well. Most commonly banned defensive op, it feels like at this point. So really, this is when it comes to the operators available, this is going to be a well-practiced scenario for both of these teams, not just in scrims, but also on game day, and also allows them to play likely the games they want to play. We'll also see a Mira coming out from Okami, so another operator that is commonly banned, since you need to ban that Cade, and that Valkyrie is also high priority. Operators like Mira, who are also highly banned, tend to slip through under the radar.
I was like, yeah, because they still have, other options to deal with Mira, but Mira is still difficult and annoying to deal with. And interesting to see, again, we saw say that Honor has a low defense win rate, so it's interesting to see how many defense wins Okami gets, because that's going to maybe portray how many honors to get on the next half. But we'll start here on Bedroom Gym first, as more teams will be going to this site because of how difficult at times it's been be able to play CCTV. Especially, Rafters is so difficult to play these days with the, floors on the board and the different amount of gadgets available to the attackers. So I've basically been seeing this whole Bedroom site been played more and more.
It's also just because, especially, the other sides have just been so difficult to play. Bedroom often seems like a bit more favorable of a side, especially with that Mira on the board. You're going to make things a little bit more comfortable, not only to put pressure over on Jacuzzi Wall, but also pressure to try and fend off the horde coming from either construction or logistics or what have you. For Okami, they're also bringing this Alibi, another operator who's also been not just brought more often on Clubhouse, but brought more often in general. The Shield certainly boosted her pick rate. Now the 1.5 on the MX4 has as well. And Honor, Furta specifically are going for a fast roam clear downstairs. Rappy's down below, and he's quickly cut down as Surf takes down Exile, peeking in that billiards window as well. 30 seconds in, and wow, Kami in a 3v5.
Wow, yeah, Honor have just strike down the aggression from Okami. Two of those players off by themselves in different parts of the map, no way to refrag them, and so Honor will say, hey, we'll take that present, we'll take both of those players down. As we go through now, Honor, they have 2 minutes to play with. They can just drone out, see what's going on with the bomb site, and see what the next plan is going to be. Could be they going for, go for office, go for that logistic. There was one player that WAV with the shotgun ready for it a little earlier.
Well, minute in, Honor already opening up this Jacuzzi Wall. There is still the Mirror window and the site players as a whole that Honor have to deal with. So even though Rappy and Exile have both been taken down, still a fair bit on the side of Okami to try and fend things off. First H charge will go out, but it is muted, so won't open the wall just yet. Honor will have to go in, either send in a nade, which they do have 4 of them, or something to try and destroy that, because as long as it stays there, Prompted can sit and play behind that mirror window, but as I say it, the nade comes on in. It doesn't kill Prompted, but it effectively nullifies him inside a bathroom.
Well, there goes that mirror window. Open. Now the H charge goes off. Shots come on a WAV. He's trying to run away, and now at this point, Prompted can't move. They know he's there. He gets pre-fired. Jones come out. Good intel from Honor. Now Okami are in a pretty nullified spot. 2v5. WAV versus Sabartic at the play, but WAV's in low HP, and Sabartic with the MP5 in hand, going through gold. Jump out from one player. We'll get one down. WAV takes out Axe, but they know where he is. Fur Daddy takes out Sabartic, and now it's just WAV in a 1v4. They know where he is. Fur Daddy, Furta will finish him off.
Yeah, overall, once you lost Rafi and Exile in the first 30 seconds, there was not a lot you can really do at that point. You do still have the site players. You had that mirror window, but because that roam didn't waste nearly as much time as you were hoping it did, Honor could open up Jacuzzi Wall. They can deal with that mirror on Bathroom Wall a lot quicker than they did previously. And because they didn't lose any utility, they have 4 nades to send on in, down, or kill Prompted. or even if he survives, a nade that can destroy the mute jammer and then open up the wall. That round for Okami, it was just so dominantly in Honor's favor in the first 30 seconds. It was extremely difficult and would have required a couple mistakes from Honor to even bring that back. But it's only the first round. You got that out of the way. They'll move on down to basement and try to make the adjustments here.
Well, here we go. Downstairs we go. Yeah, adjustments. I was quickly talking about before. Adjustments is the big thing that Okami needs to make because, you know, we talked about that game against PB where they needed to make adjustments earlier in that game to make it more, you know, to catch up to what PB was doing. And I'm interested to see if Okami are going to be able to make adjustments. Are they able to play flexible in this game against Honor? And so we go on to CCTV and Arsenal. And the lineup from both teams, well, lineup from the attacking side of Honor seems to be pretty same as always. Ace dropped off, and Ace dropped off. You still have the, you know, the Thermite rather than Habana though. Actually, did they have a Thermite? No, Thermite last time didn't it as well?
I think it's actually the same lineup.
I think it's the same lineup entirely. Yeah, I'm crazy. But yeah, Okami's lineup isn't too crazy either. See what happens though and how they play this out. But it looks to be just the play to the chest.
I actually would have expected to see a Mira here just because common position on Mira is put on that dummy rotate to help hold blue, but you still have the Maestro in hand, another common operator for basement, so it's not like Okami, while they might not have the Mira, they're still not trying to reinvent the wheel. They got this very standard setup and they're going to play it. You got one player playing aggressively on main stairs, that's what I have right now. He's just going to try and deny some intel, take down some drones, get an idea for where Honor are pushing from, if they're even pushing over by that area, then he'll rotate on back down and play there. Raffi, similar position, though with the shotgun and the mute jammer in hand, might be looking to potentially get a frag on somebody from Honor who's playing a little bit carelessly, but nobody's doing that just yet from Honor. 45 seconds in, all still droning, all still waiting to make their full entry into the building. Surf, I believe, is already inside, and yeah, it's actually on top of blue stairs. There's still plenty of time to get this intel before you send Surf careening down the stairs.
Yeah, they're still trying to figure things out. So far, yeah, at this point, Honors probably know that Okami isn't roaming, so they can just take their time, open up vertically, open up floors, the kitchen, pushed out in different ways. And I don't know if Raffi's still playing main stairs. I believe Raffi's probably pulled off of main stairs already. So no, but yeah, Raffi's already back in church, sitting down and waiting. And really, because there's no, you know, there's no roamers, no pressure, it just allows Honor just to do what they want, take as much control as they need, and just take as much time as they want to take control and figure things out. You know, that's why that, you know, the roaming game has been so popular, I feel like, on this site, because people want to make it difficult or at least waste time, because otherwise Honor just can do whatever they want for the next minute, 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's the problem. The moment these holes in the floor get opened up and those hatches get opened up as well, for 5 people all sitting on the side, it can get extremely uncomfortable. And once everything's been opened up, they'll likely send somebody Surf down blue and maybe somebody down oil pit as well to try and pinch out WAV from behind generator. And it's really incumbent on Okami to get their frags, because if they even lose 1-2 bodies, it's likely over at that point if Honor are able to successfully flood the site after that. WAV, feeling the pressure inside of blue, will rotate out. Probably a smart position, but it will give a powerful bastion for the defense to have. And actually, he rotates back through the dummies rotate, but there is Surf and somebody coming from oil pit to try and pitch him out. It's Ferda with 1 nade left in pocket as well. Surf will start pushing down spots. One able to pre-fire right on the Z-ping. The WAV lands the trade. Ferda does as well. A 3v4, make that a 2v4 as he spots Raffi in the site. All they needed was to send and get those kills in blue. Okami are not able to fight back in any way, shape, or form. Subarctic, the prodigal son in a 1v4, he's able to pick up the first, but with bomb going down, Pox on bottom main, isn't even aware of the Ace's position. 2 in a row for Honor.
Yeah, again, that's usually why people are roaming more and more in that site, because of how difficult it can be to stop the attack once they have all the control, especially that blue play, like you said. Once they execute that blue play and they take control of blue, that's so many angles, so much advantage they have at that point. Especially you saw I got 2 kills. I think it was Ferda got those 2 kills in that refrag and getting the player inside of church. So great job from Honor, and really just that's why people roam that site. It's so difficult for players in that situation once they have all the control. So maybe at this point, maybe Honor's defenses will, you know, I guess maybe this will be an attacker side of Clubhouse. Maybe that's what it's going to be.
I mean, it's not uncommon for Clubhouse in this state of the game, though I would have expected, if it were to be attacker side, we'd see a Hibana, but Honor not opting to go for that. They're sticking with this Ace in that Thermite. That can make vertical play a little bit difficult sometimes, especially if you end up losing your Thermite. But if you're now that they're going for a site like CCTV with a Kate off the board, a Thermite and an Ace will do you just fine. Hibana, of course, is very versatile. There are a few situations where the X-Kairos would be better, but it's not going to be bad. It's still perfectly manageable for Honor, and they clearly feel comfortable with it. 2 rounds in a row. Also, not a hard reach, but just realized Ferda's 5-1 right now. Doing well for himself in his first couple rounds. But Okami, look at them. They're a bit far off the site, aren't they?
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, they're making this whole entire extension into bedroom right now, using that second mirror to try and hold off this pressure if they go for this west to east side pressure.
Are they faking Jim?
No, they're not faking. They're just making an extension.
Oh.
Not faking whatsoever.
I don't know, just...
They're just gonna make it difficult.
I've never seen people play this. Well, I mean, I have, but it's not...
I just remember that KCP game where they just didn't reinforce platform.
That one doesn't count. That one does not count.
That one doesn't count.
That was a whole different thing.
Well, yeah, it looks like they're trying to at least make it difficult for Honor to take control of Master Bedroom. But like, if they ignore it and they push straight for Lounge, straight for that bottom floor pressure, maybe even go up red stairs. That looks like Axe does see a shot from maybe above. I believe that was for one player maybe playing. Oh, red stairs. Yeah, well, it looks like WAV playing red stairs, and it looks to be that there's only two players, Rafters and Red. So if they make this quick and they push on the site, they could ignore those players that are playing over by Master Bedroom and cause them panic, cause them to return to site and maybe get a cutoff on that one. Hard to say. But so far, Honor just taking the time, figuring things out, droning things in, and figuring what their plans are and what they can make do with.
Yeah, that's my biggest worry right now. Is if Honor are able to get that intel about the lack of players on the site and nobody from Okami, mainly Raffi and Subarctic, are not able to rotate back in time, they could just flood. They'll get the first pick. That's the player on red stairs, and exactly, that was the most important player in my mind. Prompted will have to retake his position. Now that Raffi's fallen as well, the site is in an easy position to start flooding as Subarctic. He's the only one left on that roam, and now he has to rotate back. Exile is all alone inside of Rafters. Honor, they'll start to finally move up, but they're still taking things slow. They're not letting it get away from them. I honestly respect it. They could rush the site right now, but they're still taking their time in this 2v5 to open up plat wall, deny their angles, and now Exile is basically denied roll back into the site in a 1v5. 3 rounds in a row, a flawless round for Honor. They're looking good and in solid form right now to start making their way even closer to playoffs.
Yeah. I would say the big thing there is they get that first pick on the web red stairs. They snowball it into a play. They had someone on that construction window. I believe Raffi maybe was playing construction, and they have that cut off for players returning back from bedroom. It was just perfectly played from Honor. They had the people in positions. They understood that 3 players were on site. There's only 2 players, one in Rafters, one in red. Kill the one in red. We have control.
And overall, if they're able to net these attack rounds, I don't want to say it's going to happen, but Benny, it's 2 games in a row now where it's been 3-0, and then they've taken a timeout. And at least in the first game, it didn't help all that much. I don't think we'll see 2 6-0s in a row, but possibility, and that one I didn't expect. But again, back to my original point. Honor, we know they can win their attacks. Their attacking run rate, as Connor mentioned, it's over 50%. It's their defenses that we're worried about. But if they're able to get, say, a 5-1 half, surely they can win 2 defensive rounds at that point.
Well, what's the percentage on defense? What is it, like 10%, 20%?
I think it was 26% was what Connor said. I might be wrong, but I think that was the number he said.
Well, 20% of what, 6 rounds? That could be like 2 rounds, maybe.
That's like it's like what, 1.5, something like that.
Yeah, maybe. I didn't know the math. I'm pretty sure it's like
1.5 to 25%. Actually, yeah. Wait, no, 1.5 out of 6 rounds.
20% of 6 is not.
No, I didn't say 2. I said 20% of 6. It's like what, 1.5? But that's a quarter.
It's like something like that, yeah. Something like that. If 1.5, is that enough though?
Why are you booing me? I'm right. I'm right on this. This is math.
Where's Crow? Crow, give me the math.
That's true. Crow is the math guy.
Yeah, I trust Crow. I need Crow's opinion on this. But either way, this is like the big thing so far. So Honor have won 3 in attack so far, and they've been looking great on it so far. They've had these able to take control, able to create these attacks, and so far Okami, besides that first round when they had 2 players off the site, have just looked very passive. They haven't really been pushing, haven't been taking fights really. They've been letting Honor just do what they want to do, take control, open up vertically, open up walls, set up their attacks, pinch out players, and make the most of it. So it's kind of, I'm not sure maybe if they're expecting to win it back on these next 3 rounds because now they understand how Honor plays, but we'll see what happens. As again, this is the round where you had Raffi off site, you had Exile on site, and both of them get pinched out, or both of them get killed within the first 30 seconds.
Well, even more so than Villa, a 3-3 half on Clubhouse is solid. You will not be disappointed at all by a 3-3 half on Clubhouse. And, well, unfortunately to them, things start out a little bit bad, but nothing you can't come back from. Exile on 50 HP thanks to a nice wall bang or door bang by Axe inside a lounge, or I guess into lounge. But for Honor, it's another quick clear. Starting over by Strip, able to pre-fire through that wall, take down some utility, and Okami again starting to rotate back. Still only 40 seconds in, but Honor don't seem unimpeded. Again, Benny, it's like you said. Okami, they might not be We don't know if they're passive just yet, but they're certainly just letting Honor start to come at them.
Yeah, and this side it's difficult. Like it depends how they play. Like if Honor go for that, if they have that cash extension, that's how you play aggressive. You force them to clear out cash, because at that point, if you don't clear cash, clear construction. That allows those players on Okami or those defenders to play cash and to play construction and deny a push into gym, into bedroom from that side. So it's how you usually play it, but there's no real extension here. There's no setup construction side. I mean, there's some construction side, but there's no setup inside of cash. It's just so they have a setup where they're playing logic to deny construction take. So first things first, open up that jacuzzi wall. But otherwise, if they have the grenades once again like last time, they can easily deny that mute gem and open the wall up.
And they do have the same 4 nades on the same 2 players, so Honor not lacking in the utility department. They've acquired control down below, should be in a spot to clear prompted out from behind bathroom. But one thing I will say is going Okami's way. They're not in a 3v5 as early on as they were last time. Exile and Raffi are both still alive and can still both help their team. But Surf and Ferda maybe, but Surf right now looking to start making his way up main stairs, likely where he's going to push from. He'll wait for just a moment longer. You do have a minute left, Surf. You can still gather some intel. And there is Wav playing close inside logistics with that shotgun as well. Trying to take those main stairs just straight will be a difficult proposition. They have opened up jacuzzi wall as well, and it's 45 seconds, still a 5v5. It's looking good for Okami, but our Honor just waiting to strike when the moment is right.
Yeah, at this point, I'm pretty sure Honor's doing the motions of getting rid of these boot jammers, getting rid of these first kills. Pox the first kill on the prompted. There's a recent refragger, a trade there. Wav with the great C4 on the main stairs to deal with Surf. But the problem is now Pox has made his way in the bathroom. This control is huge. He's pushed out these players from the site. And as long as they're understanding where these players are coming from, they have the angles, they can get this plant down. Oreo's inside a gym. Again, because they haven't cleared out construction, they can play from construction and try and deny the plant. But here, Cyberarctic below the C4, running through main stairs. And Ferda gets one of his own. Exile strikes back, and so does Raffi. Now 2 players of Pox and Oreo. Oreo's inside of site. He's trying to get that plant down. Actually, did get the plant down, so I lied. So now they come back side. Pox the kill on Exile. Main stairs left one is Subarctic going down Oreo. Now it's just last one of Raffi in a 1v2. Raffi gets 1 kill, 1v1. 24 seconds, and boom, he gets the pre-fire off. Down goes Pox, and Raffi with the triple kill to clutch the round.
I certainly did not believe that was happening, even when it was a 2v3 and I still saw the angles that Pox and Oreo were holding. I still felt that that was going to be an honor round, but Raffi able to play not only off the trade of his teammate, but land another miracle shot of today. I think maybe the least glamorous of the 3 we've seen so far, but still an excellent 1v2 clutch by not just Raffi, but Okami overall, as that round was not looking very winnable throughout a good duration, especially once Pox got that opening pick onto prompted. They had control down below. They had breach open. They had Oreo watching the main stairs push as Pox moved into the site. They had all their bases covered to go for a gym plant, and Okami weren't in exactly the greatest position to deny the plant coming out from Oreo. He had some shots as he walked into gym, and he went down to 50 HP, but beyond that, didn't face much opposition. A lot of it came from the retake that thankfully was successful, thanks to Exile, Subarctic's efforts down below. So while it was shaky for Okami, it's always a risk leaving it up to the retake, but they came through. They got their first round on the board.
First round on the board. Hey, just one step at a time. They could make it back 3-3. Though also, yeah, it was, you said that first start from back to like Exile and Subarctic able to start that up for them, and then Raffi able to clean up. Not sure how reliable that is. We'll see. We go downstairs back to Church and Arsenal, where last time Honor just had the time they needed. There was no roam from Okami. There was no pressure. Honor just did what they needed to do. They opened up kitchen, opened up all the hatches, vertically played Arsenal, made sure they know we played Arsenal, had the angles they need, down main stairs, dropped in the site, got the plant down. Actually, I don't know if they got the plant down. They just got the kills they needed to because they could control blue.
Yeah, no, they got 3 kills off him inside of blue, and at that point they just flooded the site and were able to get those kills. And for right now, it doesn't appear that Okami are playing too far off the site. You do still have some of the usual suspects. You have Wav playing a little bit aggressive on top of blue. You also, I believe, have Raffi also playing a bit on top of main stairs. And yep, here's Wav at least in one of those positions. He'll give a little bit of a pre-fire, more so to scare Surf than anything. He'll rotate back down to blue, not trying to press his luck too far. Surf is on top. He'll take down the barbed wire, and it's actually the exact same movements, exact same sequence they happened in last time between Honor and Okami, and that ended up resulting in not only a round win, but a very speedy roam clear and speedy map control acquired by Honor.
Yeah, last time was that blue was the biggest thing where they had that pushing from blue stairs and from oil pit, able to get that refrag and able to get a kill from someone on church. So this time I wonder how they're going to deny that. Is like if they're going to play blue differently. You know, the mirror movement, you said before, if they had a mirror, it could be a different story, but Exile's playing aggressive this time with the 1.5. Down goes Axe, and that was one of that main pressure, that main vertical pressure of the sledge. So this could be a different story if you don't have that sledge, but, you know, maybe the sledge isn't that big of a deal if you take control of blue.
And they do still have breach charges on the side of Honor as well, in the hands of both Pox. And actually, no, not Surf. I forgot he had a Claymore. So there is actually quite a little soft destruction on the side of Honor. You could use maybe an impact lifeline from Surf, but you're likely going to be wanting to save that for later on for anybody playing on the site. There are no deployable... Actually, no, there is one deployable shield in the hands of Prompted. But beyond that, there isn't too much unless you're got the nades for the Malusis. But either way, losing Axe in that way, it's going to hurt. Exile also playing behind the tall box, able to swing out, put Pox down to 1 HP. And for Honor, it seems that one pick has now, I wouldn't say completely stalled them out, but a lot of things are starting to shift. A lot of players rotating. Their blue push, Ferda and Surf, it's still possible. And now with the hatches are open, they can have somebody playing the vertical as well. But it just seems like it's a much, much slower paced attack once they lost Axe on that sledge.
Yeah, looks like they're trying to just take it a bit slow, figure things out, make sure they don't run too quickly, and make sure they're trying to rotate. Looks like, yeah, rotating into a church play instead. They've dropped down into Moto, 2 of the players from Honor. There's one playing on that far side in blue stairs, trying an angle if the blue player pushes out or tries to swing the players in Moto. But the smoke canisters here are from Prompted, or at least slowing them down. It's coming out in the last 30 seconds, so the smoke canisters are vital. And Wav's position could be big. If he stays alive, denies the push from Surf coming down these blue stairs, that's big. Rafi gets a kill on it, or inside of Moto. Prompted goes down, though, to Ferda. And now this plays go back and forth. Wav still playing position, waiting for a play. Rafi elsewhere is playing great with the SMG-11. Pox makes his way down Zo's main hallway, trying to come down long, but he's low on HP, so he could die easily. Exile with this another kill on the round, is third for the round, or second for the round. And Wav finishes off Pox, and Okami will take their second defense.
And it really seemed the entire paradigm shifted for Honor the moment they lost Axe. Did not have really any soft destruction beyond those breach charges in the hands of Pox. Beyond that, it was just difficult. Overall, they managed what they did last time because you don't have that same destruction. You can't start weaving players out of position. And when Surf eventually tries to push down blue, because you lost Axe, they decided to rotate Ferda over and aid Oreo on the drop-down Moto. Now Surf is by himself. He doesn't have anybody to pinch Wav or help him get his trade if he wants to go for the kill on the Maestro. So Surf is in a much weaker spot because of where they moved the manpower in response to Axe falling. And once you've lost that blue push, I mean, that was the big selling point back last time. Just goes to show how one kill and who they decided to rotate over because of that kill swung things so drastically in the favor of Okami compared to Honor's previous attack.
Yeah, you know, you have players like Prompted or like Rafi who have the SMG-11, they have the shotgun, they're ready for those plays coming up Moto, or Moto pretty much. So in the event that, you know, Exile's able to get a little bit aggressive and he gets that first pick, and I don't know if it meant, even if it was on somebody else, just the fact that they have one less player to help out, to have another angle, it makes a world of difference on that play. So, you know, I think a little bit of aggression on the side of Okami could make a big difference in a lot of these rounds.
Or maybe not even necessarily some aggression, at least in terms of playing off the side, playing in the face of Honor. But if you're willing to take a risk, like I think you were alluding to, like Exile did, peeking Axe, could pay dividends. If Honor just, you know, if they face one problem, suddenly their plan is disrupted, things fall. Who knows?
Could be. I think, yeah, again, just not letting Honor do what they want. You can't let them curate that perfect situation again they've done so far in this game. So we go on to our last defense of the round. We go to CCTV and Cash, which last time there was only 2 players on site. And of course, Honor drones out, figures out that they can take out the player on red. They get that first pick, snowball into control of the site, deny the rotations from the players coming back from bedroom. And, you know, Exile, the last player who's on rafters, really can't get back to site at that point. And can they do the same thing this time? But if, you know, probably not. I'm assuming Okami aren't going to do the same strat. But I think the only thing different this time is the fact that Oreo is playing some Montaigne.
Yeah, Oreo has shifted to the Montaigne, so you do only have, the only hard reaching you have is Pox with that ace. That is a little bit difficult, especially if you want to get all these angles necessary. You know, if you wanted to go for garage and also plat wall and also construction, that's a problem. But that's likely why Oreo has switched to the Monty. Even though Thermite might be the safer option, Montaigne on this site specifically is often used just to force garage control, send them up the stairs, put pressure on likely Exile playing in that spot, or Wav. So it's always a bit of a risk not having the hard breaching necessary, but if they practiced it and they can make this work, the player on Rafters will just be left in the position where he's like, I don't know what the hell to do now.
Well, I think they full reinforced the walls between Rafters and CCTV though, so that could be a good point for Okami here on their defense. I think. Oh no, it's half. I lied. It's half reinforced only. So this could play out their way. But yeah, Rav and Rafi this time are playing inside of Rafters rather than Exile last time. And the big thing about last round was that that first pick on the play on red. So we'll see exactly, because again, like last time it was Axe who was playing on playing secret, playing storage. He walks in the lounge, gets that first pick, and that's a big one for them. So far, the minute in, nothing's happened. They're just droning out, seeing who's playing where, if they can find anybody to pick off, anybody to stop. But the grenade comes out, looks like at least destroy the mute jammer on the main wall, so they can open the main wall. But their first job as per usual when it comes to CCTV and cash.
Yep, everything is going according to plan for Honor right now. Still have yet to see what Oreo's planning to do with that Monte, and for all we know, it could be something completely different than what I postulated. I would certainly like it to be something different, just because I did not expect it. But for right now, minute and a half in, they've opened Platwall, but not much else beyond that. But he was in spawn, waiting. Now they finally have the intel, and since he's walking over towards that garage door, it appears that's what they're going for. There are two players playing inside a garage. You have Wav actively playing on the rafters, facing the door, and Rafi currently prone below the window. First kill still goes in favor of Honor, but Rafi might have just been misdrowned. Well, now he's spotted, so doesn't really matter all that much. Now they know the Montaigne is there, and since he lost Exile on the site, one player down, still two in rafters, two over, inside the side as well. Even though they're man down, it's still not a bad setup for Okami.
Well, Honor, though, they have three players pushing this garage side. They have one below. They have one over by Swamp. Surf is here now with that LMG. He knows when player's at. He has the angle because, of course, Oreo's getting information as the Monty. So they know there's two players here. Rafi peeks out at the right time, does some damage, but unfortunately, they won't be able to get the kill. And so the pressure is really surmounting here as the Monty Oreo walks up the stairs. And Wav now, what does he do here? He knows one's to the right, and the Monty Oreo, he peeks out, and he still gets the kill. Wav, great shots on the Pox. Down goes the diffuser on the floor. And Oreo's still here, but if Oreo doesn't do something besides just sit there with a shield, he does finally set it out. Rafi gets a kill without a Fur Daddy, and it's down. This entire play in the garage is going Ari.
I actually did not think Wav got that kill onto Oreo, and with Rafi down at 2v2, C4 in the hands of Subarctic, Okami in a great spot to move 3-3. Now that Axe has fallen as well, it's only Surf left. They manage it. A complete reversal from what we saw from Wichita. Instead of a 6-0, it's a 3-3 at the half, and for Okami, not bad by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that entire garage play didn't go as you turned. That is the one part you want to turn out, really. Two players trying to push on with the Monty, and both of them die pretty much.
I mean, I would say that honestly would have worked really well if Wav was the only one there, but because Rafi's there and there's now two players you got to deal with, even though you have that Monty, you just cannot force it nearly as easily if you have two people actively trying to contest your holding garage. And Honor also did start moving into garage a little late.
Like how difficult is Monty now to ADS and do things, especially the guard break too. You really can't do much besides. Sure, you can unshield. I think I saw Oreo unshield, but at that point, Wav just smacks his shield and he has to back off. He can't do anything even. So, hey, good job from Okami. Great to bring it back 3-3. We go on to their defense now for Honor, and this is where the questions come into play because of Honor's win rate on defense.
Yeah, those attacks are really necessary to win, and if you're Honor, even though it's a 3-3 half, it's still not going to be great just because of your previous history. Of course, stats are stats. Doesn't necessarily dictate anything. Well, they've had some games this season where they've won 4 defensive rounds in a row, and that got them to victory. That was their game against OCG on Chalet, for example.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they had a 3-3 half.
Yeah, won 4 rounds in a row on the defense, but it's still overall not been great for Honor on the defense. And on a map like Clubhouse as well, with how difficult some of these sites can be, given just a couple circumstances come through. For example, a Hibana in play, if Prompted's able to use it properly, if Exile's able to get all the soft destruction he wants, or even if, ignore all of that, if they're just able to get a solid blue push at not much cost to themselves, that makes defenses on sites like Basement so much more difficult than they were just a year prior.
Yeah, exactly. It's interesting too because it's pretty much the same setup from both teams, it seems like. And at this point, yeah, Okami could do the same thing Honor did when they won that round. Just take control blue, make that push happen, Maybe have someone go dirt. It's the thing too. Honor never touched dirt in the entire time. Well, 2 times they attacked that site on their half. So I don't see if you see Okami does that or not. And really, this time too, the ace isn't being brought. Rather, that prompt is bringing the Habana. So it's a bit different because you know how Habana is powerful on Clubhouse. Having the ability to put 2 X Kairos, you can bait out, the impact trick, and bait out any utility that people are trying to use to stop this, these X Kairos, stop this hard breaching.
And on top of that, since you have the Thermite as well, still have plenty of hard breaching to do at your disposal. And for Honor, you talked about similar setup. Maybe some of the operators are different, but nobody contesting that top floor. Okami can just move on in. Get Exile, start opening up those holes. Prompted's already started opening up those hatches, so they'll meet little to no resistance. And they're going to start to be able not only to use the nades of both Subarctic and Exile to destroy, say, Evil Eyes in the site or Goyo shields from above. The quicker they get this play inside a kitchen over and done with, the quicker they can then rotate somebody over and try and start playing inside a blue. But Exile on 1 HP could find the Sledge player dying early on again, and we all know how that went for Honor when their Sledge player died early on in their clear.
Yeah, 1C4 does a lot of damage to Exile, so he's got to play careful now. But at least still have him on the board. And he still can use some of that vertical pressure to make it difficult for those players inside of Arsenal. And so far, though, Okami, what is the play so far, though? It's been hard to tell. They're just doing their due diligence, opening up as many points as they can, trying to push and dislodge these anchors back towards, the back end Arsenal, backed by AK. So really, they're just doing their job, make sure they can create a good setup. And actually, WAV opening up dirt. So now finally we see a team opening up dirt, pushing this dirt side, and WAV could have a great angle here. It looks like they weren't. He might have fully droned when Oreo was here, actually, though.
Well, either way, it looks like he's not really going to pay too much attention to it. He'll rotate back with the team inside of Kitchen. Might be for the best, as since there's player 1 over by blue and a bunch on the top of Kitchen Hatch, don't want to spread yourselves too thin, especially now that Prompted is dropped in the site. A great C4 flies over, aided by the Toxic Canister, puts 2 members on the floor, one of which with the bomb. Now they've been cleaned up, finished off. It's Raffy and WAV, the only ones left alive. Now WAV on top of that Kitchen Hatch, the sole survivor from that drop, and he's the only one that didn't actually drop down on the bottom. Honor will take their first defense, and around that seemed like a great execute setup from Okami, quickly collapsed the moment that C4 landed at their feet.
Was that going to be a 3-person drop into site? Because there's 3 players on Kitchen Hatch. Kind of crazy to them. So yeah, you said before, Okami had all the time they wanted to create that execute. There was no other pressure, though. They think you had 1 player over by blue, you had 3 on the Kitchen Hatch, and maybe 1 by Moto Hatch, maybe. I can't remember, or main stairs. So really, it seemed like mainly a drop into sight, but again, they didn't really clear. They had nobody watching that main hall, so there was no problem for someone to walk through the main hall, throw a C4 and a smoke canister over by that drop into Arsenal, and you saw that C4, it downs 2 people. They kill both those players. They kill 1 by blue stairs, kill the other by main, I believe, and then last player's left is up in Kitchen, who was a 3rd player waiting to drop down with them.
And again, they had a lot of what they needed, or they were set up in all the positions they needed, but maybe it's because the blue clear didn't come out quick enough, or they didn't get the map control they needed, so they're not able to look directly in the site and try to counter that C4. Hell, it might have just been poor timing. If they were there a second sooner, that C4 doesn't fly out, but whatever it is, Honor able to get their first defense. Now they'll rotate back up to CCTV. You'll see Pox on the Mira. Maybe hope they will see that same extension in the master bedroom. I doubt it. Well, likely, again, you can see him playing this Mira. On red stairs, a common position for him. We'll also put it on that CCTV wall to not only try and deny the push into sight, but also just give some intel once that breach is open to see if anybody's playing aggressive outside of it.
Yeah, you don't see Mirror on this site very often, really, so we'll see how
it's definitely
it
the
works
least common
for,
out of the 3.
Yeah, we'll see how it works for Honor, because it's very uncommon to see. Sometimes you see if they usually we've seen teams play, we've seen, well, not usually seen it, but we've seen it in the past where they'll full reinforce between CCTV and garage, like you see, and they'll put the mirror on the garage side, so the person in garage could somewhat influence the play if they rush into sight or if they take control of CCTV. But it looks like Honor are already playing that. They're more looking to use that, like you said before, use it to see if someone's playing aggressive on plat wall or see if they push through plat. We'll see how it works out for them. And so far, it looks like they're just doing their deal. Okami starts off first, the open garage wall. It seems to be a garage take so far, but because of the way they did this, they have to use more hard breaching capability if they want to get from CCTV into CCTV from garage.
And what you can see right now is the benefit of bringing that Hibana over that ace. When you remember, Raffy was playing in the exact same spot Pox is last time. For a second, I thought Pox was opening up that evil eye. My mind got really confused for a second. But Raffi playing that same spot Pox was last time. Since that Honor were bringing that ace and they were focusing him on other hard breaching, they weren't able to open that section at the top right of the right-hand garage wall. And you can't counter Raffi as easily. Or you can't counter that position as easily. But now that Prompt is on the Hibana, they're able to open that up since they're bringing 2 hard breachers. It's a lot more difficult for Pox to play this angle and aid Ferda. On top of that, also a lack of Wamai on the side of Honor. So if you just send a couple projectiles on up, even though Exile was narrowly killed by that C4, he's still alive, has those 2 nades. Minute 30 in, sure, we haven't seen much, but we're about to see this garage clear come in full force.
2 in a row, though. Exile taking 2 C4s. 2 rounds in a row, and so far looks like they can deal with Ferda. Wab is right there to take out Ferda. Down goes Pox as well from Prompted, so that garage actually goes perfectly for Okami. That's a great start for them, and now they can execute, open that wall, and push into sight. As long as they play well open as well. So now it's coming to the point where it seems like Okami has all the cards they need. It's gonna make sure nobody C4s from below inside the lounge.
And they do need to make sure when the 5v3 somebody's down at that main door able to watch for that C4 from below, because if they take a little bit too long executing onto the side, just one C4 can completely change the tide for them in this match overall. First impact will get caught on a little hole made by Axe, but the second one will fly on through. The toxic canisters will join as well. Surf does still have 2, so that's pretty massive. Oreo also in a prime spot to jump out the construction window and try to deny the plant outside from the cash window. Will Okami, I should say, be able to account for that? Concussion will go in. We'll signal the presence of somebody from Axe, but the call's not coming out. Oreo will finally jump on in, but I don't think he has the angle onto Wab, and it's Exile to have it onto Oreo. 2v5 now, bomb on the floor. Player outside plat, inside the site. That one's gonna fall, but you still have the player, and 2 players, in fact, outside in garage. But Hax still able to cause a bit of a terror for Okami's post plant so far. He's able to pick up 1 and make that 2. Actually, it's Surf to go down. It would require an ace from the Maestro in order to win this out. Subarctic still outside on the rappel. Will spot him at the last second. An admirable attempt by Axe, but Okami will answer back 4-4.
Good job from Okami, and that execute from garage was everything from Okami. Able to deal with both those players, using the Hibana, using those holes they needed to, was big on them. Having control of both garage and, well, garage really is the main point you need in that point. They just have, well, garage and plat wall. They have plat wall open, they have garage open. They make sure nobody goes to lounge, and they go in and plant. That C4 from Oreo could have made a difference there, because you saw Oreo jump out of that construction window. That C4 could have easily changed the round there and denied the plant, but Exile was waiting ready inside of garage, inside of rafters for that play. So at that point, you can tell Okami had their bases covered. They knew what was happening. Great play from them. We go to gym bedroom next for Honor.
Just running the gamut of sites so far. Don't want to try that CC defense a second go around. They'll stick the Mira, bit more expected, bit more commonplace on Gym as opposed to CCTV and Cash. Also see Oreo rotate to the Frost, an operator we've seen a little more recently, but not so much in today. Not too crazy of a setup coming out from Honor. Alibi is I would say a little bit different for Gym bedroom. We'd see her mostly on basement, be the main side, especially if you're thinking about that Parabellum roam. That might stick out in your mind as a commonplace for Alibi, but really it's nothing too crazy coming out from Honor just yet. Same for the side of Okami as well. This lineup has been working for them so far. They have the destruction, not only in the hands of Subarctic and Raffi, but also in Exile with those nades or the sledgehammer if they want to open up some soft walls. Can't really go wrong with their attacking lineup. It might not have worked for them in round 1, but it certainly worked for them in round number 2 with the CCTV cache extension as well coming out for Honor. If they opt to try to clear it, a lot of utility at their disposal to clear out Ferda.
Yeah, we saw last time from Honor's attack, though. We saw how well they were able to do using those grenades to deal with the mirror from below. I'm interested to see if Okami can replicate that same strat, go below in kitchen, go below and generally, and try and deal with those mirrors, because if they don't deal with them, they're just going to run into construction, and they're going to walk right into the eyes of Pox, or they could go also to the logistics hatch as well and try to grenade it from there. There's many different angles you can deal with, but looks like so far last time Honor never went for this push into cash, because we never saw Okami ever really make a cash extension whatsoever. Looks like there's a mute jammer on the wall. Grenade comes through. They know one player is there, but there's an ADS aiding that player, allows him to stay alive. It's Ferda on top of the desk. He jumps off though, because that now he's being pressured from below the green box too. He's getting shot in the feet. Actually, he's gonna have to run away.
Well, he'll try at the very last second, but the nade from Subarctic comes down from below. He will take him down, but ooh, what a tight angle by Pox. Threads the needle onto WAV, and that's your Thermite down as well. You might have that Hibana, but 6 for X-Kairos have been used, and I imagine they were planning on dedicating WAV's final Exothermic to that Jacuzzi wall. Now Prompted has to be a lot more conservative with those X-Kairos. Might be able to use some to try and clear out that mirror window in Logi, or if there's a mirror window inside a bathroom, that one as well. But losing WAV of all players, when they were likely going to rotate over Jacuzzi and use that Exothermic, that's going to be brutal for Okami's overall take.
Yeah, if they can't get that Jacuzzi wall open, that just allows for these defenders to have another place to play, because a lot of times when it comes to playing, you know, this bedroom gym sense or place, it's just you get pinched in. You have 2 different angles. There's so many angles the defenders come from. It's Spartic with a great grenade. Oreo though, so person behind the bomb chassis is down. There goes a shield as well. C4 comes out right before the window. It doesn't fly out, won't kill, be on the balcony. And now Honor being pushed back. They have to try and find some kind of angles to play now. Exile with another kill on the Axe, and it's looking pretty dire for Honor. Down goes Surf as well, and it's now Pox in a 1v4. Pox playing found bomb chassis, pre-fire, sees the head of one, can't find the shots, jumps back in the bathroom, and now Pox at this point just hiding behind the toilet, wondering when the doom's gonna come.
I did expect this to be a little bit more difficult for Okami on their overall take, but I guess I was wrong. So Subarctic will clean away Pox inside of that bathroom, and now they've taken the lead, 5-4. Reason I thought that'd be a little bit more difficult, because if you don't have that Jacuzzi wall open, you give the defense free reign to try and deny the push in from gym, or deny the push in from construction, whether it be inside a gym or on top of main stairs, what have you. Since it was a bit of a one-dimensional push from Okami, they had that player on master bedroom, but everyone else was coming in from either logistics or construction. But a nade comes in from Subarctic, good use of utility, takes down a player inside the site. One player tries to swing the mirror window inside a Logi, they get cut down. Surf swings the bedroom window, gets cut down as well. Honor tried to take gunfights to regain the man advantage, and they were shut down every single time they tried to do it. So maybe it was a matter of more playing the setup there, just waiting for Okami to come to you, but perhaps even I discounted the control and the momentum that Okami had.
Could be. We've known players like Exile, Prompted, the rest of them, and Subarctic have great gun skill, so maybe swinging them wasn't the best idea. Hard to say. I'm not going to discount Honor per se when it comes to their gun skill, but man, they were ready for those fights. We go downstairs back to Arsenal and Church once again from the side of Honor, and last time they won this was Okami. Really not sure what the game plan was, but ended up being a drop into sight in a C4 from main hallway or long was really what ended that entire approach. Not sure if there was someone main stairs to try and deny that kind of play, but it seemed like maybe the control from Okami wasn't quite there to make the play happen.
And if Honor are trying to deny a little bit more control, going for this extended roam, forcing Okami, if they want to go for a full clear, to slowly make their way through the map as opposed to how expeditious it was last time. Good adaptation by Honor. Of course, the risk here is if you have players too far off the site, Okami can just send it on down, take down Pox, sitting by himself, and that's done and done with. But we're 30 seconds in, and you can probably tell based on the positions of Okami, they're not going for a rush. They are going for a clear of this map. Raffi moving his way into Strip, then to move his way into main lobby. Subarctic and Exile starting out in CCTV. They're going for a full clear, and if they buy into it, that's going to be a lot of time wasted by Honor.
Well, let's see if Honor, the question is Honor going to stay up and take fights, or are they going to just leave when they've wasted enough time? Because it looks like Raffi's in a prime place at least to deny, or at least catch people off if they drop down the hatch into Billiards. Though if they come down these main stairs, I believe he can be fine. They can come back into sight. They've reinforced the hatch into Moto, so yeah, they have to come down main stairs, and I believe nobody's there ready to cut them off. And I wonder, yeah, it looks like maybe on this point Honor is going to ditch this roam. As I say that, Surf gets aggressive. He deals with Exile over by, I believe, inside of CCT, maybe went for a flank. So they got that kill, and that's a great start for Honor. And again, they're wasting time, utility, and bodies on trying to get this roam clear.
Axe will try to waste a little bit more time inside a master bedroom, but he's cut down thanks to a pinch by both Prompted and I believe that was Subarctic. But Oreo's still alive inside of showers, and you can hear the drones flying in through master bedroom, droning out Logi as well. I don't believe they're aware of his position sitting inside of here. No, in fact, you can see him turn his back to main stairs. They do not know Oreo is sitting inside the shower, waiting for someone to move on in. SMG-11, shotgun, what have you. He could go for a flank. He could try to take down anybody moving in their master bedroom. he'll slowly begin to creep his way out as Okami are going for the rest of their push down on main stairs. Oreo is creeping on down, tiptoeing, trying to make sure not a member of Okami is able to hear him. With Raffi on his drone just around the corner, Oreo can't see, waiting to try and clear him out, but he doesn't know Subarctic's behind him as well. No, he's shut down. What a monumental player, the potential of one from Oreo, shut down by Raffi and Subarctic.
Oh, that was just a tense moment there where he had a chance to change the round, to make it even, to make it an advantage for Honor, but unfortunately he just doesn't know. He doesn't know that Subarctic's behind him as he makes his way down main stairs. And so at this point now, Okami have the control they need. Pox is the next player here to deny this push, because it seems to be a church push from the side of Okami so far. Hard to say, but there's no been real movement yet. Raffi's here down main stairs, but otherwise nothing's really happened for the moment. They have 18 seconds too. There's no time for Okami to make this play. They have to rush into sight at this point. Instant players ready for it. Pox is just pre-firing. That's all he needs to do. He has that ult in hand. He's 81 bullets. They're in sight though. Oh my god, Surf goes crazy. 2 for him, 2 for Pox. End of the round.
Wow, okay. So I honestly didn't even realize how little time Okami had until you mentioned it, Benny. I was like, okay, 4v3? Solid. Good work. Then he was like, they have to rush into the side. I was like, what do you mean? It's 15 seconds left.
they had to rush it. Why would they rush to the side?
That's not good. By the way, we just kind of glossed over it. Pox absolutely just smoked that guy through an ash wall.
Raffi got slammed.
Raffi just didn't even stand a chance on that one.
He stopped pre-firing and then just shot one bullet and was like, whoop.
So, good kill by Pox, to put it mildly. But yeah, Okami were put in a spot, even though they had the man advantage, because of how long they took clearing out that roam, and also losing Exile early on to Surf. Again, Sledge player being lost early on. Where have I seen this one before? Not able to get all that soft destruction. Not able to get a lot of the elements of their take they wanted to do. So they're forced just to push on down main, directly into an Alda, and directly into Surf. It's always going to be a bit difficult when you're just pushing on down main and you don't have blue control, don't have any pressure from Kitchen Hatch. Not a lot you can do there for Okami.
Also, I didn't know Surf was playing Castle around. I thought he was the Vigil.
No, he was Castle.
I saw the replay.
Still got 2 kills, though, at least.
I thought the Vigil was the one who got that kill, but then I see the replay. It was actually Surf was inside of blue as Castle. I was like, oh, that's how that happened. Oh, but great round so far. 5-5 tied so far. We go back to Gym and Bedroom, which last time was a great clear by Okami. Able to get that clear inside the cache expedited. Able to then deal with the players behind these mirrors. Grenade kills. Playing that balcony really well. Deal with those players who were getting aggressive because they were down a man on our side. So huge from the side of Okami last time. But will they do it? We'll play the same way because it seems to be the same setup from Honor at least.
Honor not making too many adjustments on their defense of Gym and Bedroom, keeping it, I would say completely static. And of course, the big problem here was that clear over in CCTV. Ferda was dealt with pretty quickly, and then they just moved on. Even though they lost Rav, great utility, great team play on the site, they just dismantled everything from Honor. And they're going for the exact same take to meet the exact same defense by Honor. Wav and Raffi moving in through CCTV. I believe might have been sub on this position last time. No, I actually think it was Exile. But either way, Okami, they're playing into it. They're buying into that roam. They're trying to clear it out. Ferda has survived a bit longer than he did last time, so he can at least thank himself for that. But Okami are in no way, shape, or form impeded by doing exactly what they did previously.
Yeah, last time I think they actually opened it up from below because they couldn't grab the Nuke Jammer. And this time looks like they're going to do quite the same. It looks like they Surf tried to impact trick from below using some kind of an impact on something below him. But it looks like he's going to peek out at the wrong time. Still in the fight. It's Wav. Someone playing below. That's Raffi to refrag. Lying down on rafters. Will need to get that cut off for them. So 1 for 1. You lose. Again, you lose Wav, though. It's twice in a row.
It was the reverse last time, though. Previously, they got the kill on the player playing inside a cache, and then Wav got traded. But this time, Wav died first, but he did not die in vain this go around. He was traded out. Bit odd. I was a bit confused. I was like, how did Surf just manage to come away with that? But he was traded out. So it's a win in my book, even though you lost that thermite. And for Okami, they've won this round without a thermite before. Pretty dominantly at that. So this pick doesn't seem to be nearly as powerful as it was last time. But that was also because Honor, they were getting a bit aggressive on these mirror windows and inside of sight, and those gunfights did not go their way. Maybe if even one kill goes their way this go around, Ferda keeping playing behind this bomb, this entire round could as well, and Honor could buy themselves match point.
Yeah, as I said, they were in disadvantage last time too. That's why they were playing aggressive. So this time they don't have to play aggressive. Like you said before, they could play the setup this time. Like you said before in the end of the other round, if they play the setup and wait for it, they could win this round. Axe and Pox here playing. Pox is trying to play the the small cubby. Axe has his drop. He drops in. It's actually a Yana replicator and this player next to him, but that doesn't sync up, so nobody gets that kill. Ferdo though on the other side playing that door into sight, gets a kill on a Raffi. Props there, at least take out Pox, but still no control is being done, and they can't control Logi. Access the all the same. He takes out one. He downs another. He takes out all three.
Oh! Excellent flick by Axe. Now Honor have landed match point. If I do believe, I might be wrong. Feel free to correct me.
Yeah, somebody.
Can Okami make playoffs now? Because I know Honor, they could win in either regulation or overtime. But I think the playoff journey for Okami was a little bit more uncertain. So I'm going to fact check myself real quick. Not going to make any wide claims without any basis in reality. Have
no
a little bit more faith in me.
No lies.
Exactly. No assumptions. No assumptions whatsoever.
Well, this is the big last round in regulation. What's up?
They do still need... Okami could win in overtime, but do you know what they need, Benny?
What do they need?
They would need Parabellum to lose in regulation to OCG. Well, actually, oh wait, they also needed Wichita Wolves to win against SH.
So yeah,
and
no,
that
they
didn't
can't
happen,
make it
so
anymore, can they?
They're not in playoffs.
Unfortunate. That sucks for Okami. The playoff run.
Yeah, that's not great.
Here.
Oh, Benny, two teams from Stage 1 CL that were in playoffs, no longer in playoffs this go around.
What a different stage it's been. It's kind of crazy to see. It's what you want to see sometimes. You want to see new teams and other teams make it in. Having static winners and the top four, bottom four is never fun. So I think this is cool. This is good. This is good. Let's see if Honor can. So if Honor wins this in regulation, what do they need next to make it in the playoffs?
That is an excellent question. Quick!
Or is that it?
NASA, summon the charts. What are the projections look like? Well, they just need a regulation win or an OT win. But in order to make it with an overtime win, they would need Parabellum to lose in regulation to OCG. They need to close it out here if they want to try and make it.
All right, well, this is the big one for Honor.
Actually, wait, I just realized. No, they're in. It's a difference between second and third seed. So Honor already made it down.
They're already in. So they're in. Honor's already in. Or is Honor not in?
No, I believe Honor in.
Oh, Honor's
Don't gaslight me. I'm 98% sure I'm right. Come on.
You're the one reading the charts. You just tell me.
I do tell you. Then you're like, well, I don't know. Are you sure? Like I'm reading it. I'm pretty sure. But you know me. I second guess myself.
Well, Honor's already made it. Unfortunate for Okami. They have been kicked out of the race for playoffs, and they end there. What are they ended? Fifth place, something like that. Sixth place now this season, I guess. Unfortunately, I don't know what the place is, but unfortunate for them, they end their run here, and let's see if they can at least have an exciting end to it as they start off this last round of regulation. We go on to their attack here on CCTV and Cash, and last time the big thing was how quickly and how efficiently they're able to deal with this garage take or garage hold.
Well, actually, technically, in all fairness, if Honor do lose in overtime, they might not make playoffs, I think. But so Okami, if there are still a chance for Honor to not make playoffs, they are playing the spoiler here, and it's on a site like CCTV. We saw how quickly Okami were able to deal with this last time. Exile will not fall to a C4, and Okami were able to, again, very quickly deal with this garage take last time. But Rappy, not accounting for Surf, brazenly peeking that flat wall. And that's one bit of pressure that's now lifted off of the shoulders of Pox and the players playing inside a garage. They'll continue peeking on up, trying to get the player outside of the door, while Surf falls into the site. Wav almost loses his life on that door, but there's prompted to minimize any potential damage. Now garage control, it's in the hands of the attack.
Oh, it's been exciting peaks here from both teams. Prompted down, though, but this garage control should be in the hands. Looks like, yeah, that was a nice shot from maybe Ferdo or Axe all the way in sight. For Axe with that all, they're just pre-firing the stairs, making it difficult to walk up, because last time they full reinforced this wall, so now this time they can try. Never mind, Axe is dead. He can't contest that anymore. He walks up the stairs, and now they have full control of garage. But can they make this still happen with 30 seconds left to go in the round?
Well, Prompto will manage to smoke Ferda at the very least, so the overtime chance to play spoiler still alive for Okami, unless Oreo manages to clutch a 1v4. Send this final or second to last toxic canister inside a garage, puts Prompted on low HP, and if you will note, 3 members of Okami all on, below, or around 25 HP. Ooh. He manages to smoke the one at full, but Wav still able to finish him off. We're going OT for Okami. and the chance to deny Honor playoffs is still alive. They might be dead in the water, but they can at least take somebody with them.
Yeah, that was a lot bloodier of an early round compared to last time they played that site because they didn't full reinforce between garage and CCTV. So they will at least, well, they did also last time they didn't just swing plat like Surf did this round, which was crazy, but still really good to get aggressive there. He just knew when to swing, and Rafi did not expect someone to swing plat that early in the round. So at least you will lose one player, have to allocate another player back to plat to hold it. So now there's less players in garage making that take happen. But even then, they're still able to make that play happen. They're still able to deal with both those players inside of, for one of the players inside of CC, inside of Rafters, and then Axie was playing that all the trying to deny the push up with it all because 81 balls to pre-fire into the stairs. He still gets slammed by Exile, and also Prompted just walks in and slams Ferda, who's holding the angle on Rafters too. Just really good shots from the side of Okami that round.
And thankfully for Honor, it's been a 3-3 half, so I guess actually for neither side, it's really thankful that they're starting out on either attack or defense. And for Honor, the big problem has seemed to be a bit of this gym bedroom. They managed to make it work last time, but a lot of it was because of Okami's failed logistics clear. If they don't manage to get that kill on the player on top of Logi, that's likely an Okami round. That was Axe managing to make a miracle hero play on that Maestro, and if you're trying to put any player in a position where they need to go huge in order to make it work, a player like Axe, not somebody you're going to be worried about when he comes to his chances of landing a triple like that, but it's hard to replicate, especially when the stakes are so dire and you do have playoffs on the line for Honor. It's always going to be a bit of a risk. If that logistics fair, if even just one kill goes Okami's favor twice this match, they're on match point.
So, Honor lose this OT. Can they still make it playoffs even?
I don't believe so. I believe...
Oh, that's unfortunate.
That's unfortunate. I believe because of SH's win. I don't believe they can.
The game lagged for a second there. That was scary.
Yeah, no, it has to be a win for Honor here, whether it's an OT or regulation.
Okay, well, this is it then. Honor have to make this happen. We go on to this cash clear once more from Okami, and this time the mute jammer seems to be in a different area, so I don't know if they can get this ball open. Last time they had, no, it looks like they got the mute jammer anyway, so they couldn't get this ball open, and last time Surf got one kill, was traded out. Looks like Surf once again is trying to go for his impact trick. Can't make it happen. Walls open, and how long can Surf stay in cash this time? He runs out, he stays alive. Different choice this time from Surf.
No, and that might be one of the difference makers that are most necessary for Honor. Surf or anybody playing inside this cash, no longer a factor. Still wasted a minute 10 seconds as well, and now this logistics hold, or the hold in general, is strengthened that much more. I say all that, but Surf is actually, if you noticed, rotated all the way down inside a basement. So he's going more so a flank or trying to hold downstairs inside a bar. No, he's going for a flank.
Out there.
It's Surf. Remember who we're talking about here.
He's waiting for the prime moment. The prime gaming flank.
I suppose.
Well, Prompt gets a kill in the fur this time, and he tries to push in. Pox just walks in front of... well, Pox gets the kill as Exile tries to push the mirror window. Pox is playing great here so far compared to last time, and he takes out two, actually, on this play. Great job from Pox. Last time he was dealt with by Exile, but this time he's got it down. He's able to kill that so well, and... Oh, unfortunate for Surf. They had that angle down.
Yes, Subarctic had that flank figured out for the 2 rounds at this point, based on how well he read into Surf right there. But Pox has retaken cash, and not only that, by killing Prompted, drop Diffuser right next to him. So it's a powerful position. If he's able to get even one kill, could very well go their way, but he's naded and shot and Zofia concussed, and it seems like it's all on Axe once again to be the final line of defense. He does have Oreo, so it's not all said and done, but Okami are eager to push logistics, and Axe has now vacated it. He's run back inside a bedroom. Now Rafi can take this for free. As Oreo sends out a C4, Axe will manage to find one on the drop, finds 2, not 3. Subarctic finishes them off. The match point for Okami. They're looking to deny Honor playoffs.
Oh, that almost looked like the same situation for Axe, but he could not pull it off. Oh, well, either way, we start off that early game was different this time. Surf not getting a kill, but also not being traded out in that early round. He pulls back. Pox this time too. He plays aggressively this time. Well, also because Exile rushes. He walks past that because it looks like they were able to... The last time I think they destroyed the mirror but this time they could not fully destroy the mirror, allowing for Pox to still play the mirror a bit far off. Nobody was on the hatch yet either, on the Logi hatch, so allows them to play that, kill Exile, push out, kill prompted as well, retake cash, couldn't get any kills in cash, but still wasted more time. Had to have the attackers, use their utility to flush them out, get that kill. They pushed their way into logistics, and it looked to be the same situation. Axe getting both those kills, dropping in the Logi. Subarctic though able to get the kill, able to get the last one and end that round.
Now with match point for Okami, they'll go back to CCTV, a side that worked fairly well for them on their defenses. While Honor did win it the first go around, Okami, when they did not go for that extension inside of Master Bedroom, they managed to take it in this exact same setup. They were able to hold on the garage, and then once they fell, the players on the site, they were able to hold things out in the end. For Honor, rocking with the exact same setup as well, and the big problem here was trying to deal with Raffi and Wav inside a garage. They have the utility necessary. They have 2 grenades, plenty of burn. They have the Zofia concussions to burn some of those ADSs, but in conjunction with the Jaeger and the Wamai, I want to see what setup Honor have and what's their secondary utility. They have breach charges in the hands of Pox, but their only real burn beyond that, it's Oreo with a couple smokes. With a Jaeger and Wamai, if Wav is able to get out a lot of those magnets, it's going to be very difficult to send up those nades.
Yeah, it's true. Nobody has flashes, actually. That is actually interesting. Unless, Thermite doesn't have flashes. He only has smokes now. It's smokes and something else, right?
Either way, doesn't have flashes.
Doesn't have flashes, so yeah, it's going to be difficult to clear all of this burn, all this utility on the side of Okami. Well, we'll see what happens. It seems to be maybe it's Axe this time. Yeah, Axe a lot of times has been able to push down here into the basement through blue into storage, and he's been playing that, of course, so he can grenade over by that main wall to make sure any mutagen around the wall gets destroyed immediately. So of course he banks it off, destroys if the enemies on that main wall. Nobody's there. Plat wall's been cleared, and now at this point they can open that wall up using the ace, probably Pox, or if Oreo wants to do that. Raffi.
That was clearly a joke because Jack likes to sit and spawn and drone his team. In all fairness, that is his job to drone his team. Not unreasonable for Oreo to be in that position at this point in time. And as Wav said, be careful trash talking on match point. There are still potentially 2 rounds if you lose this one. And Honor are looking to, again, secure playoffs because that's what's on the line right now. If Okami win one more round, I might be wrong. I'm sure Connor, CJ, or Brim will correct me. Playoffs might be out for Honor if Okami win this one final round. Minute 30 in, they've opened up plat wall. They've acquired control down below, but they need to make this push inside a garage. They can't just flood the site with all these angles at Okami's disposal. Instead, it's a split push over on the side of construction. That does mean with plat wall open, Garage's control in the hands of Okami is minimized just a little bit, but it's still a powerful angle.
Also, people below too trying to play vertically, and the impact comes out. They'll show the Selmas, but Oreo's playing plat. He deals with Raffi, who just swings out plat. Or is trying to rotate around maybe. Wav gets one of his own onto Oreo, though, from garage, I believe. So Rafters now. And that's also Diffuser. Diffuser's way out in the distance. Was he playing? Oh no, he's playing outside the window. That's probably outside the window of CCTV, the CCTV window. So Subarctic goes down though on red stairs, so there's more control happening, and he gets both. Axe will down one and get the second kill. A third peeks out. Can he get the frag? And yes, they can. Wav runs out of swamp, and they're able to pick up Subarctic, so it's a 3v3. What a trade of frags there.
Sure, Inferno will try to make his push through the smoke. Pox is actually already in the site. Didn't even realize. He'll spot the one on red. Cuts him down. There was a second one there. The Maestro rotated all the way to the bottom. But that means the only one left on the second floor is Wav, and he's trapped in garage. And now trapped in the grave. Subarctic down below. There's 15 seconds left. Diffuser dropped outside. He has intel as well. We saw hard pings just a moment before. If he's able to close this out, he could close the door on Honor's chances. But we're going to all 15. Honor will keep the dream alive for 3 more minutes. They need to win this if they want to go to playoffs.
Oh, what a round that was. It was, again, Okami, they had control of Rafters, they had control of site. So at this point, it was, they open plat wall, Honor gets the plat wall open, and they rotate for a construction tank. Getting kills up, opening up things, trying to get their control they need. And they're playing vertically as well, but it was just different plays. It was Axe coming from storage. He was there before. He able to get one pick, causing those players to then have to peek him, which allowed for players on the side of Honor who were playing construction to push into site because they were focused on Axe inside of storage. There was 3 players that are focused on killing Axe, which is kind of crazy, actually. That control was huge for them, for Honor. They get that plant down, they're able to get that control they need, and it's a 1v3 at that point. You really can't come back to site.
No, not really. Though while it was close, he could have made something work. But yeah, it's a bit difficult to come back to side. But Benny, we're 7-7. Match point.
7-7. Match point.
Honor are going out of basement. Oh, I thought you were gonna repeat what I said again.
No, I wasn't. But this time it's a roam once again, though.
No, yeah, that's what I was gonna say if you repeated what I said, but you didn't. So I'll just.
Well, I didn't know.
Move on.
I didn't know we were a board.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Honor going for the same roam they did last time. This was successful for them. Actually, Honor won both of their basement defenses. So going to this site for Okami, they'll have to win this where they haven't been able to prior. Sometimes it's been getting stuck up on that blue push, not able to make it come out, or getting stuck on that kitchen drop. A greatly timed C4 landing at their feet. Whatever Okami have done, Honor have seemed to have an answer for. And this go around, it was that push into the site that was slowed down by this roam.
By this roam. Let's see this time if they can actually clear it this time, because last time, yeah, they spent a lot of time and they were able to get picks, they were able to trade kills, but in the end, it was the time. They had 18 seconds at the end to really make the execute happen, and they rush in the site. You had Surf playing blue, you had Pox playing, that pulse spot, that Ash spot over by, watching that push into main stairs into Moto, so he just pre-fires it, kills Raffi, and this time, let's see if they can even kill these players, though. As Raffi once again is playing probably inside of Strip to cut off players that drop down that that gym drop. But Axe getting the first kill on the Exile. Great shot. And again, first pick once again in Honor's favor.
And Benny, what operator is it on? It's on the sledge.
Thatcher.
All right, man. It's on the sledge, and now it's on to Prompted on the Hibana as well. These two ops have been instrumental for Okami's setup and take on basement. Both gone in the first minute solely by Axe, who's been going absolutely massive, by the way. 18 and 10 right now. Somebody wants to play a couple more weeks in Challenger League. He's down, but far too long after the fact for Okami. He's already made his impact. They still have to clear out this top floor. Even if nobody's there, they can't let that question go unanswered. They've now rotated down to that main floor. Fusion dropped as well. Okami can start picking things up, but their chances are slowly slipping away if they're not able to make do with what the little they have.
Yeah, at this point now, they have to go in overdrive. They have to pick it up and open up these hatches, open up these walls, and figure out what the execution is going to be with the limited amount of utility they have. And Ferda still playing inside a bar. He's playing here. They do know he's there. The pre-fire comes out. Wav takes him out. It's now a 3v3. It's still possible for Okami to take this away and take away Honor's chances as they go into the last minute of the round. And now at this point, they have to just make sure that everything's clear. They're peeking everything, make sure nobody's there, and opening up these hatches one by one. And it looks like the execute is probably going to end up being a church execute in a Moto, because they have nearly no other way of pushing in.
And that's the issue. The biggest factor here is still the lack of vertical going Okami's way. Only one extra thermic to open up that remaining hatch. No sledgehammer, no breaches. It's just, you gotta make do with this little bit. You got those two picks off the site, but the angles from Honor are so much stronger. Pox hopped up, not able to get the kill on Raffi on the entry. That could be the moment right there. He goes for the re-aggression. Subarctic trying to work the pick on the player behind Jen. Peeks out on the right as Raffi goes down across the way. Wav finally managed to trade. Subarctic moves on in, flicks onto Pox, deletes him off the face of the earth, and Oreo goes down too! Okami, they upset. They close the doors on the plane for Honor. And it looks like neither team from this game, the most important game of the day, are going to playoffs.